Welcome to Anime Archaeologist. Today, I'll be reviewing episode 11 of Shikimori-san because Japan's been promoting tomboys as of late. So, what did happen in here? Basically, we see Micchon in Yu's origin along with exploring Micchon's relationship with her brother Fuji. Episode-wise, it's a very wholesome episode showing Yu's past, Micchon's origin, and when they first met. As to why, I'll explore it here. Warning! Behold the spoilers! The episode starts with Motoko looking for Yu and Akisada telling her that their son had left early. As Yu goes to school, he almost gets run over by a bike as he jumps into the bushes. Notice the uniform. He's in middle school. We then see him in the infirmary being healed by the school nurse. He now has 2 injuries to deal with, as he's unlucky. Seeing Yu sitting at a gym implies to me that he had become stronger as he became older. Yu's bad luck had struck again as a teddy bear fell from a balcony and onto the head of one of his classmates. Because of this, Yu feels depressed and a few days later, he falls ill. A few days after this, he's at a local Shinto shrine and asks God to give him the strength to endure it all, along with wanting a hero to appear before him. Back to the present, the Shikimori siblings go to the local mall and Micchon looks for clothes to wear. We get another flashback, this time with Yu and Micchon walking home together and he invites her on a date. He's manlier than Kazuya the gigasimp from Rent-A-Girlfriend. Yu and Micchon see an ad on his phone about a dad, a mom, and their kid holding hands in an amusement park. That family in the ad reminds me of a scene which had Mamoru, Usagi, and Chibiusa from Sailor Moon are holding hands together. We also see an elderly couple and a silhouette of a young couple kissing. Micchon blushes over it. Truly, kissing is lewd because it leads to babies! She says yes, and now we know why she's picky over the clothes. Micchon then sees her brother being accosted by 2 women. Fuji's reminding me of Asahi Kuromine from Jitsuwa Watashi wa. Micchon drags her brother away from it all and he sulks over how he got bailed out by his younger sister. We see a flashback of Micchon from when she was younger attending a karate class. Even when they were younger, the Shikimori siblings are tsundere for each other. Later, we see why Micchon is a tomboy. She is close to her brother as noticed by their mom. Their mom then says something awesome. That once one starts something, then there are choices that one must make. I'll talk about this one later as it's very important. The following day, Micchon sees one of her friends from one of their guy classmates. After this, she loses after sparring with her brother at the dojo, showing us that she is very much competitive. While going home, Fuji tells Micchon to find what she really wants and make the choice for herself. I'll talk about this part later as well, as it's also important. The next day, we see Micchon being told about shoujo manga and she ends up reading one. After winning a karate tournament, Micchon leaves the team. She then decided to do her own thing, becoming both a girly girl and a tomboy at the same time. For some reason, she reminds me of Kaori Makimura from City Hunter. Micchon sees a guy whose exam ticket flew up a tree before the entrance exam. And so, she climbs up the tree and gets it. She then leaves feeling embarrassed at how much of a tomboy she is. A few months later, the 2 meet again and the guy thanks Micchon. He says that he is unlucky and that he's very glad that she's alright. She blushes as she's touched at how kind he is. As he leaves, Micchon grabs his arm and asks him to introduce himself. Our guy introduces himself to Micchon and so the flashback ends. Back to the present, it is revealed that Micchon didn't get to buy anything. After some asking by Fuji, it is revealed why Micchon didn't get to buy anything. Because she had gotten more indecisive about this than usual. After passing by a makeup store, Micchon wants some lipstick but Fuji does not approve. Or does he? The day turns to evening and Micchon still blushes over the act of her kissing you. She then goes downstairs to see a note which says good luck on it and that lipstick from earlier. Yes, her brother bought it. The next day, she wears the lipstick and so the episode ends on a cliffhanger. Unlike a typical episode of Shikimori-san, this episode uses references from various chapters. You asking Micchon out on a date is a reference to chapter 57 from the manga. You falling ill when he was in middle school is from the first part of chapter 83. The star umbrella is a reference to the end of chapter 122. Micchon doing karate is from chapter 127. The shoujo manga is a reference to chapter 137.5. Izumi mispronouncing his surname as Ijumi is from chapter 6. Mrs. Shikimori talking about starting something and taking choices which come with the decision, it's quite close to home for many of us. Personally, I took the choice of starting on anime reviews and dealing with the decisions that come with it are par for the course. This is tied in with what Fuji had said earlier, that one should find what one wants to do and make the right choices. I am of the view that we need a lot of that, especially now that a lot of people are confused, know not what to do, and are doing the wrong choices in life. Yu's origin shows and implies to us that he went from being weak to being strong due to Micchon's proper influence. At the same time, Micchon's origin shows us that she went from shy to confident, partly due to Yu and partly due to her brother. Also, this episode promotes the idea that it's okay to be both a girly girl and a tomboy at the same time. I'm recommending this episode especially because it's a character study on what happens when someone wants to change for the better. Next week, I'll review episode 12.